Hi guys, we're gonna do, I decided to start compiling stuff, and when I do multi-topic videos, I've been calling them garbage, and somebody, y'all always have like good ideas before I can even think of anything, but someone was like, why don't you make that the kind of like a series? So now there is a playlist, and today we have car garbage. So we're going to go over quite a few things. This might be a little longer, but yeah, hopefully it's good for y'all. So I want to start out with Ryan Anderson, because everybody, as I've said in other videos, I know what y'all are interested in, and if you show interest, I'll deliver the content. At the top of the video, we need to talk about Ryan Anderson filing a restraining order against Gypsy Rose, his soon-to-be ex-wife. Gypsy Rose Blanchard's estranged husband, Ryan Anderson, files a restraining order against her. This news comes after Gypsy Rose Blanchard filed a temporary restraining order against her estranged husband, Ryan Anderson, last week. Ryan, the estranged husband, has filed a temporary restraining order against her just a few days after she took similar legal action. Court documents obtained by ET show that Anderson, 37, requested the TRO on Thursday, April 11th. ET reached out to Blanchard's rep and lawyer for comment. Blanchard filed her restraining order on Monday, April 8th, the same day she filed for divorce. This occurred less than 2 years after their small prison wedding on July 21st, 2022 in Livingston County, Missouri. According to the divorce filing, Anderson and Blanchard physically separated on March 25th, and they have been living apart ever since. Now, it goes over other stuff in that article as well, but it's all stuff that I've already talked about, so there's no sense in just repeating it again. But how do you feel about this? Now, I've said before, the stance that I'm taking with Ryan is I'm not going to say that he's a great guy and so amazing and all of this kind of stuff. Like, I don't know him. And I think that both of them probably have really toxic traits about themselves, and it obviously came to a boil. Now, what I can say is Gypsy has been much messier and allegedly unfaithful. Her movements post-separation have been god-awful. But I'm also not going to say that I'm giving some kind of round of applause to Ryan, because I really don't know him. I think it's great that Pixie is with him. I don't think that he deserved to have everything kind of implode so quickly, and I don't think that it's I also don't think that it's fair that Gypsy is playing in his face and doing all this tacky adolescent childish stuff with Ken and making sure that TMZ gets photos of them together. So I disagree with both of them, but if I was going to say who I disagree with more, it's Gypsy, but it's because we know so much more. So much of it has been out there. So that's the deal. Ryan is saying, you want to go tit for tat? I will go tit for tat. And maybe more info will come out. Was there something that Gypsy said that allowed him to get this TRO? Was there a text that was threatening sent by her to him, and that's why he was able to obtain it? I don't know how Louisiana works, but I can speak from what I do know, and that is you can't just go to a police station and say, I want a restraining order against Johnny Smith. You have to show something as to why you think your safety is at risk. So I'll be interested to see if anything else comes out about kind of how it was obtained. So as always, I will have my eye out, but I wanted to throw that update in here because it's not really worth its own video, but it's definitely interesting. Tell me what y'all think down below. I want to move on to this tattoo drama that is blowing up right now, especially on TikTok. There are a lot of tattoo artists that are chiming in and all of that. And obviously, as most of y'all know, I'm not a tattoo artist, but I am somebody who has been tattooed frequently. So I'm interested in the artwork and tattoo enthusiasts, tattoo artists. Like, I'm into it. I think it's very interesting. The tattoo artist's name is Spriggs. And basically what happened was this tattoo artist got a client. Client came in. She wanted love conquers all in a tattoo. And the tattoo artist put on the stencil, put it on the client's arm where the tattoo was being placed. Client saw it. Tattoo artist did what tattoo artists do. Did the tattoo. Cool. The word conquers was wrong. So instead of conquer, it was concur. Oh, Lord. There were so many people initially taking the tattoo artist's side. She got on this video. She was crying and hemming and hawing and doing the whole thing, acting as if, oh, this client is cussing me out and this client is just ruining my day and blah, blah, blah. Like, blame everything on the client. When I initially found out about this, I said it's both of their faults, technically, but I put more blame on the tattoo artist because you are there to provide a service. You are being paid to provide this service, and this is literally your job.
We both look at it. We both look at the stencil. We put it on. I took a picture of the stencil on her and fucking showed her. And then she pays and, like, goes to leave, and she's looking at the picture, and she's like, you fucking spelled it wrong. And I'm like, dude, what do you mean it was spell checked? We both looked at it. And she fucking is pissed, and she's calling me a dumb bitch, and like, I'm sorry.
She says, oh, spell check. I did use spell check, blah, blah, blah. But the problem that she's not understanding is, yes, if you spell out concur, it's going to look correct because concur is actually a word. But we're not talking about concur. We need conquer on the tattoo. And so she did this whole theatrical video, had a lot of people chiming in, and then the client responded. The reason the client responded is because she tried to handle things offline, as she said, and the tattoo artist has blocked her on every social media platform.
So I was trying to handle this off of social media, but when I text this girl to confront her about lying in this video, she blocked me on everything. Like on Facebook, she blocked my TikTok after I was commenting on all her videos, asking her why she lying. And I just wanted to address a few things. So as an artist, if you know you gotta put your concentration into some work and you don't feel up to par that day and you don't want to tattoo like she said in the video, she never said those words to me. You should stay home and don't take no clients, because why would you want to put art on somebody with bad energy? Like that just don't make sense to me. A tattoo is not that deep. I'll come back the next day or whenever you feel up to par. And another thing, I don't understand why people were saying, why did I get 2 tattoos or whatever was in the comments. I can't see them no more because I'm blocked. But that's what I always do. I always get a tattoo and be like, I want another one. So what's the deal? I'm spending my own money. It's not yours. And I never said that it wasn't partially my fault. I never, ever said that. So I understand that I need to look at the tattoo that I'm getting like more than a few times, because obviously I wasn't focused enough I trusted her enough to know how to fucking spell words. So that's my mistake, yeah. But also as an artist, you should know your homophones, pretty much. Like you putting words on somebody, you should be making sure that this word don't have another word that sound like it but spelled different and stuff like that. Like, and I showed her on my phone the tattoo that I wanted and how I wanted it spelled and how I wanted it to look and all that. So of course I'm gonna just skim it, which again, my mistake. But it takes 2 to tango. Now the part that I posted of her video in the beginning of my video, that's the part that really ate me up, because when did I ever cuss at you? When was I ever aggressive with you? So why are you sitting here shedding these little crocodile tears, trying to get sympathy for something that didn't even happen? That's partially your fault. Like I said, if you don't feel like you don't want a tattoo today or whenever, don't. I'm not pressed. It's plenty of the tattoo artists out here. And she keeps saying in the video that she wasn't going to tattoo. Turn down the money unless you really need it that bad. Like, I really, it's not that big of an issue. I would have came back a different day. And then she talking about it took two and a half hours. It took an hour and a half. All she did was black out this tattoo that I had got prior. And that took 5 minutes, and she was going to charge me $80. And that's another reason why I wanted to get another tattoo to get some more of that time. Because 5 minutes and $80 for you to black that shit out? Like, come on. And she's saying that it only happened a couple times. So don't you think that you need to, like... Lord have mercy. I don't even know what to say. I just know I was going to go back to her so she could finish fixing it. This is how it look. But I'm going to just get that shit covered up and get it how I wanted it originally, because that's not even the place I wanted it in. Like, she was just trying to make a few bucks for the day or something. I think that's the last thing I got to say. I'm not sure yet. But she sent me my money back. I left out the shop. I got my stuff. I got my kid. And I went outside and I sat in my car for like 10 minutes. And like a few hours later, she messaged me on Messenger and said that she wanted to send me my money back. So I was like, okay, you feel that bad? You want to send the money back? I'll take it. Because, of course, I'm upset about the tattoo, but it wasn't no big deal. She said she could fix it. I was going to let her fix it. But she sent the money back and then blocked me.
If you're running a business and you're here to problem solve and make sure that things are, in the best shape that they can be for your clients and your customers, this is not the right way to handle it. I think that it's embarrassing for this client that had to go through this. And then also the correction tattoo that she shows looks literally like a freaking, my dog could do a better tattoo than that. So the whole thing is just a mess. But as far as taking sides, I'm on the client's side now, especially once I listened to her video. I don't think that it was handled properly by the tattoo artist, but that's a whole thing that I've been kind of listening a fair amount to over on TikTok, is this whole tattoo drama. I want to touch on 3 different family vlogging topics related to, a lot of the conversations that I have on my channel. 3 things, and then I also have a Colleen Ballinger update. First, I want to say that there was this video, and of course I will include it. The username is Don't Cross a Gay Man, and he was in a pet supply store standing behind a man at checkout, saw on that man's phone that he was looking at a mommy vlogger's social media page and zooming in on photos of this vlogger's child. He called the guy out, and of course, just like, anything else, the guy tries to gaslight this individual who's trying to call him out, and he says, oh, we're actually minor attracted people instead of pedophiles. How dare you try to change the label on something that is still wrong? If you are attracted to children, you need to be locked away on a deserted island, and I think it's weird. Adults being attracted to children is fucking weird. It is weirdo behavior, period. It always was, it always will be. Don't try to change the label and make it more acceptable. It's not acceptable. It never was. You are the problem.
What in the actual fuck? Seriously, this is why my goddaughter is not allowed to have social media. I was just waiting in line at a pet store just to get dog food. And there was a full-grown man standing in line in front of me. Like, so much back hair peeking out, but not very much on top, looking like a werewolf with alopecia. And I can see him on his phone scrolling Instagram. And every single post was little girls, like small baby children. And he literally stopped on some mommy blogger's post and zoomed in to certain parts of that photo. And I did confront him. I said, what are you doing? And he fumbled his phone away and said, nothing. I said, well, it looked like you were being the P word. And this man actually had the nerve to look at me in my gay little eyes and say, we don't like that term. It's actually minor attracted person. Absolutely fucking not. So I yelled up to the cashier and I said, excuse me, do y'all have security or can you call someone? and he got real uncomfortable and put down his cat food and he got out of there in a hurry, bitch. Yo, I know you're proud of your kids. And I know that likes and comments are a dopamine rush, but when you have men who look like they're fucking Team Jacob liking and saving those photos, is it really worth it?
Okay, so let's talk about the post that LaBrant put up on Instagram. Cole and Savannah have just bought an 18-acre property with the money that they made by exploiting their children for social media. I will never say congrats to any family vlogger that buys anything with money that was made on the backs of their kids. Buying property is really exciting. Not when you're using blood money to buy it, okay? They talk about their plans for this property. They want to have fruit trees and a farmhouse and guest space or whatever. The two interesting things that were on his list of things that are going to be happening with this property is marriage retreats and worship nights. Tell me if this doesn't sound like it's giving culty vibes. Like, come on out to our secluded property where we can worship the Lord and just talk about using our kids for content, and y'all can join in, and then we can go pick some apples off the tree and you can go to your guest quarters. That is weird. He also says that he and Savannah are really going to focus on asking God how they can serve him and all of this kind of stuff. Here's what I'll say. Tip number 1, get your kids off social media. Stop exploiting your kids. Stop exploiting your kids to make money so that you can buy expensive land and build farmhouses and guest quarters. Because I would think that if, Jesus was going to come onto earth and share any of his principles with us, I don't think that making money by putting your kids out there for creeps online would be something that would align with his values, right? Cole and Savannah honestly remind me a lot of Brittany Dawn, and I find people like them to be very upsetting because they use this like, we are almighty, faith-filled, God-loving people, and they are doing some of the most egregious things online, whether it's using their kids, killing dogs, preaching a word that they think everybody needs to live by, and who knows what the hell's going on behind closed doors in these houses. It's just all, it's the false prophets for me. Can't stand them. I want to hit really quick on Shane Dawson and Rylan showing their children on Instagram on Easter. They made it very clear that they were not going to become family vloggers, and some people might say, oh, well, it's just a picture. I think that with people like them who have, come up in this digital age and they know what algorithm looks like, what algorithms look like, and how to get clicks and how to make more money, I feel like for them specifically, in their frame of mind, I don't look at it as one picture. I look at it almost as if they are just dipping their toes in to see how much they can get away with. I really hope that they don't go back on their word with this, but it really bothers me. Just a few months into parenthood, you're already putting the kids out there more than you said you were going to. I understand. Make an announcement. That's it. That should be the end of it. If you're not going to be family vloggers, I don't want to see them tiptoeing and putting their toes in the water to see what can we do and get called out minimally for. So last and certainly least, we need to talk about everyone's favorite menace, Colleen Ballinger. Colleen put out a video. I'll throw the thumbnail right here. It was on Instagram. It says, praying about puberty. It has almost 1 million views, but it only has just over 14,000 likes, which I think is great. But just the fact that she's still able to get 1 million views when she's literally talking about something like this You're using puberty and you're lining your pockets with it when you have been proven to be inappropriate with minors. Make it make sense. Have some damn self-awareness. I know she won't. Wishful thinking, I know. And in this little jingle that she puts together from her journal entry, it says, "Dear Lord, I have decided this will be my prayer journal and I need help. This puberty stuff is hard." And she says she cries because her mom won't let her wear shorts to school. Whatever. The song is so fucking stupid, honestly. But I wanted to check in the comments. Who do you think the top comment was? Todrick. Her problematic bestie. Filming homeless people in the laundromat and making them the butt of your joke. That Todrick. The one who was grifting with a GoFundMe, even though he is supposedly worth all of this money, in a house full of nonsense that nobody needs. He wanted to ask his subscribers to help his family that lost their house in a fire recently. That Todrick. I just think these alignments between bad people is always going to be something that pushes my buttons. And as long as it pushes my buttons, I'm going to come on here and rant about it, because one of Stephanie Harlow's followers left a comment and said, "This channel should be called Karen Rants." And I'm like, I mean, you can call my channel whatever you want to call it. My name ain't Karen. But I don't care. I'm going to rant. I'm going to rant about people that are fake advocates, toxic, cruel, hateful, awful individuals being gifted tons of views by people who don't understand how deplorable these other individuals are. Like, yeah, call it. Go ahead and call it whatever you want to call it. But I can say that if I get on my channel and I say I care about something, I'm not going to, I'm not going to go out of my way to be a hypocrite like a lot of other people are, and then literally stand on my hypocrisy and scream about how I am right. Won't do that. Anyway, I'm going to move on with my day. That is the car garbage that we have for right now. But yeah, of course, as always, more content will be coming. But for now, if you like the video, please leave a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.